Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Hope you are all good. Today I'm going to try to explain a play of William Shakespeare as you like it. The play was written between 1598 and 1600 in London, England. It was first published in the First Folio in 1623. The major themes of the play is love, gender, sexuality, and injustice. The play takes place in France in the 16th century. The play has two main settings, the court of Duke Frederick and the Forest of Arden. It clearly falls into the pastoral romance genre. The main characters in As You Like It include Rosalind, Orlando, Jacques, Touchstone, and Celia. Now we cover summary of the play, setting and themes. Set mostly in the Forest of Arden, this play blends romance, humor, and themes of identity, freedom, and the complexities of love. Plot overview. The play follows Rosalind, who flees the court with her cousin Celia to escape the wrath of Duke Frederick, Celia's father. Rosalind disguises herself as a young man, Ganymede, and explores life and love in the forest. The forest acts as a place of transformation, where characters confront their feelings, flaws, and desires. Orlando, the love interest, also ends up in the forest, leading to a playful exploration of love through Rosalind's disguise. Next topic is N0 Table Themes 1. Love in its many forms. The play showcases different types of love, romantic, familial, and even self-love. Through characters like Rosalind and Orlando, Celia and Oliver, and Touchstone and Audrey, Shakespeare explores the complexities of love, its joy, confusion, and emotional intensity. Romantic love, especially, is a central theme, ranging from the idealistic to the comical, like Orlando's exaggerated affection for Rosalind and the witty banter between other couples. 2. Gender and identity. Rosalind's disguise as Ganymede allows Shakespeare to play with ideas of gender and identity. Rosalind, as a woman in disguise as a man, offers insights into love from both male and female perspectives. The theme questions traditional gender roles, as Rosalind, in her male disguise, takes on a leadership role and even teaches Orlando how to love. It also highlights the fluidity of identity and the idea that love can transcend social expectations. 3. The nature of life and society. Shakespeare contrasts life in the court with life in the Forest of Arden. The court represents politics, power struggles, and deception, while the forest symbolizes freedom, simplicity, and self-discovery. The characters experience personal growth and find clarity about their lives in the forest, suggesting that a more natural and free life offers healing and wisdom. 4. Theatricality and performance. The famous line, "All the world's a stage," reflects the theme of life as a performance. Shakespeare suggests that people play roles in everyday life, acting out different parts depending on circumstances, much like the characters in the play adopt disguises and play parts. The theme of theatricality is further explored through Rosalind's role-playing as Ganymede, showing how flexible and performative identity can be. 5. Exile and transformation. Many characters experience exile, either physically, like Rosalind and Orlando, or emotionally, like Duke Sr., but this leads to self-discovery and growth. The forest acts as a place of transformation, where characters are free to explore their desires and relationships away from the restrictions of society. 6. Foolishness and wisdom. The character of Touchstone, the court jester, provides comic relief, but also offers wisdom through his humorous observations on life and love. Through characters like Jacques and Touchstone, Shakespeare explores the fine line between foolishness and wisdom, suggesting that fools sometimes see the truth more clearly than those considered wise.
Next topic is Key Characters. 1. Rosalind. Role: the play's central character and heroine. Traits: witty, intelligent, courageous, and independent. Significance: Rosalind disguises herself as a man, Ganymede, to flee into the Forest of Arden. This disguise allows her to explore love freely, advise Orlando, her love interest, and challenge traditional gender roles. She drives much of the play's action with her sharp wit and insightful observations on love and relationships. Key moment: her teaching Orlando about love and her eventual reveal as herself. 2. Orlando. Role: Rosalind's love interest and the youngest son of Sir Roland de Bois. Traits: brave, earnest, romantic, yet somewhat naive about love. Significance: Orlando falls in love with Rosalind and follows her into the Forest of Arden, where he unknowingly interacts with her while she's disguised as Ganymede. His journey reflects the theme of self-discovery as he matures in love and understanding throughout the play. Key moment: posting love poems for Rosalind throughout the forest. 3. Celia. Role: Rosalind's cousin and best friend. Traits: loyal, compassionate, and witty, though less assertive than Rosalind. Significance: Celia accompanies Rosalind into exile, showing her deep loyalty. She adopts the disguise of Aliena and later falls in love with Oliver, Orlando's brother. Celia serves as a supportive and grounding force for Rosalind throughout the play. Key moment: her decision to leave the court and follow Rosalind into exile. 4. Duke Sr. Role: the rightful Duke and Rosalind's father, living in exile in the Forest of Arden. Traits: wise, kind, philosophical, and content with life in nature. Significance: Duke Sr.'s exile represents the contrast between corrupt court life and the simplicity of nature. He creates a peaceful and accepting community in the forest, showing that even in exile, one can find happiness and wisdom. Key moment: his reunion with Rosalind at the end of the play. 5. Duke Frederick. Role: the usurping Duke and Celia's father, who banishes Rosalind. Traits: tyrannical, suspicious, and power-hungry. Significance: Duke Frederick's harshness forces Rosalind and Celia into exile. He represents the corrupting influence of power and the rigid structures of court life. Key moment: his sudden conversion to a religious life at the end of the play. 6th Jacques. Role: a melancholic nobleman in Duke Sr.'s entourage. Traits: cynical, introspective, and philosophical. Significance: Jacques delivers some of the play's most memorable speeches, including the famous "All the World's a Stage" monologue. His pessimism contrasts with the more optimistic and romantic tone of the play, providing a different perspective on life and love. Key moment: his "All the World's a Stage" speech, reflecting on the 7 stages of human life. 7. Touchstone. Role: the court jester who accompanies Rosalind and Celia into the forest. Traits: witty, sarcastic, and insightful in his own way. Significance: as the fool, Touchstone offers comedic relief while also making sharp observations about human nature and society. He engages in a humorous romance with Audrey, a simple shepherdess, poking fun at courtly ideas of love. Key moment: his humorous banter and wooing of Audrey. 8. Oliver. Role: Orlando's older brother and initial antagonist. Traits: cruel, envious, and selfish at the start, but later reformed. Significance: Oliver begins the play by mistreating Orlando, but after being saved by his brother in the forest, he undergoes a transformation. His eventual romance with Celia demonstrates the theme of personal redemption. Key moment: his rescue by Orlando and subsequent change of heart. 9. Phoebe. Role: a shepherdess who falls in love with Ganymede, Rosalind in disguise. Traits: proud, dismissive of her suitor Silvius, and infatuated with Ganymede. Significance: Phoebe's unrequited love for Ganymede adds to the comedic confusion of identities and love in the play. She eventually marries Silvius, her faithful admirer, once Rosalind's true identity is revealed. Key moment: her interactions with Ganymede, where she expresses her disdain for Silvius and her love for Rosalind in disguise. 10th Silvius. Role: a shepherd who is hopelessly in love with Phoebe. Traits: passionate, devoted, and somewhat lovesick. Significance: Silvius represents the archetype of the lovesick shepherd, a common figure in pastoral literature. His unwavering love for Phoebe, despite her rejection, provides comic relief and exemplifies idealistic, unrequited love. Key moment: his persistence in wooing Phoebe, which eventually pays off. Next topic is critical analysis. 1. Exploration of gender roles and identity. One of the play's most intriguing aspects is its exploration of gender and identity. Rosalind's disguise as Ganymede blurs traditional gender boundaries, allowing her to interact with Orlando in ways she could not as a woman. Shakespeare uses this disguise to highlight the fluidity of gender, showcasing how identity can be shaped and performed based on societal expectations. Rosalind's ability to control her fate through this disguise also contrasts with the usual passivity expected of women in literature at the time, making her one of Shakespeare's most powerful and resourceful heroines. 2. The nature of love. Love in As You Like It is depicted in multiple forms: romantic, familial, and platonic. However, it is often presented in an idealistic or exaggerated way, from Orlando's love poetry to Silvius's unrequited passion for Phoebe. The play pokes fun at these conventions through its comic tone while simultaneously celebrating love's transformative power. Through Rosalind's interactions with Orlando as Ganymede, Shakespeare offers a more practical and grounded perspective on love, allowing characters to question the authenticity and depth of their emotions. 3. Pastoral life versus court life. The contrast between the corrupt court and the idyllic Forest of Arden is a central theme. The court, represented by Duke Frederick, symbolizes a space of political intrigue, danger, and deception. On the other hand, the forest represents a place of natural harmony, freedom, and transformation. While the forest is not without its hardships, it provides an environment where characters can escape the constraints of society, reflect, and grow. Shakespeare uses this contrast to critique the artificiality of court life and champion the simpler, more honest life closer to nature. 4. Theatricality and role-playing. The famous line, "All the world's a stage," delivered by Jacques, reflects the play's meta-theatrical nature, suggesting that all individuals perform roles in the theater of life. In the world of As You Like It, characters constantly adopt new roles. Rosalind becomes Ganymede, Celia becomes Aliena, and even Touchstone, the Fool, reflects the complexities of human behavior through his playful yet insightful commentary. Shakespeare seems to suggest that identity is not fixed but adaptable and performative, a concept that resonates with contemporary discussions on identity and gender. 5. Human transformation and redemption. The forest acts as a place of redemption and personal transformation. Many characters undergo significant changes. Orlando matures in his understanding of love. Oliver moves from villainy to virtue, and even Duke Frederick experiences a sudden spiritual transformation. The Forest of Arden, free from the constraints of societal expectations, acts as a crucible for these transformations, emphasizing that self-awareness and personal growth are key to human happiness. 6. Comedy and social commentary. While As You Like It is often viewed as a light-hearted romantic comedy, it also provides sharp social commentary. Through characters like Jacques and Touchstone, Shakespeare reflects on the absurdities of human behavior, love, and the social structures of the time. The play's humor often lies in its ironic treatment of love and identity. For example, Touchstone mocks the romantic idealism of other characters, offering a more cynical but honest perspective on human desires and social norms. 7. The role of the Fool. Touchstone. Touchstone, the court jester, serves as both comic relief and a voice of wisdom. His role underscores the idea that humor often reveals deeper truths about society and human nature. He frequently uses irony and wordplay to expose the contradictions in the lives of those around him, particularly in matters of love and courtship. Touchstone's romance with Audrey, a simple country girl, serves as a contrast to the idealized courtly love of other couples, highlighting the tension between genuine affection and societal expectations. Now we explain the play. As You Like It is one of Shakespeare's most popular comedies, blending romance, humor, and philosophical reflections on life and love. The play revolves around several characters who flee from the corrupt court to the Forest of Arden, where they experience freedom, transformation, and romantic entanglements. Exile and escape. The story begins with two main conflicts. Rosalind, the daughter of the rightful Duke Sr., is living in the court of her usurping uncle, Duke Frederick. When Duke Frederick banishes Rosalind, she disguises herself as a young man, Ganymede, to ensure her safety. She is joined by her loyal cousin Celia and the jester Touchstone as they escape to the Forest of Arden. Meanwhile, Orlando, a young nobleman, is mistreated by his older brother Oliver and flees to the same forest. Orlando, deeply in love with Rosalind, remains unaware that she has followed him, now disguised as Ganymede. Life in the Forest of Arden. The Forest of Arden serves as a symbolic place of freedom and self-discovery. Unlike the political and harsh life at court, the forest is a haven where characters can escape societal constraints and explore their true selves. It contrasts the artifice of the court with the simplicity and honesty of nature. In the forest, people are transformed, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. Rosalind, as Ganymede, uses her disguise to test Orlando's love and to explore her own feelings for him. The disguise allows her to challenge traditional gender roles, freely speaking her mind in a way that might not have been possible as a woman in her time. This leads to some of the play's most humorous and insightful moments: love and confusion. The forest becomes a setting for multiple romantic subplots. Silvius, a shepherd, is in love with Phoebe, but she becomes infatuated with Ganymede, unaware that Ganymede is really Rosalind. Meanwhile, Rosalind, as Ganymede, continues to interact with Orlando, playfully teaching him how to love while trying to control her own feelings. At the same time, Celia falls in love with Oliver, who undergoes a transformation in the forest after Orlando saves his life. The love stories are filled with comedic twists and mistaken identities, typical of Shakespeare's romantic comedies. Resolution and reconciliation. In the end, Rosalind reveals her true identity, resolving the confusion around Ganymede. The play concludes with a series of joyful marriages, including Rosalind and Orlando, Celia and Oliver, and other couples. Even Duke Frederick, the antagonist, renounces his wicked ways and restores Duke Sr. to his rightful place. The forest has acted as a place of transformation for the characters, where they learned about love, life, and themselves. Shakespeare celebrates the idea that love transcends societal norms and that true happiness can be found in simplicity and honesty. As You Like It is a light-hearted yet thought-provoking play that explores themes of love, identity, and the nature of human life. Through its pastoral setting, witty dialogue, and playful disguises, the play emphasizes the importance of self-discovery and the fluidity of human roles, making it a timeless work that continues to resonate with audiences today. Let's see the summary of the play. As You Like It is a romantic comedy set primarily in the Forest of Arden, where characters flee from the oppressive life of the court to find freedom, love, and personal transformation. The play begins with Rosalind, the daughter of the exiled Duke Sr., who is banished by her uncle, Duke Frederick, and forced to flee to the forest. She is accompanied by her cousin Celia and the court jester Touchstone. To protect herself, Rosalind disguises herself as a young man named Ganymede. Meanwhile, Orlando, the youngest son of a nobleman, is mistreated by his older brother Oliver and also escapes to the forest. Orlando is in love with Rosalind, but doesn't recognize her in her disguise as Ganymede. In the Forest of Arden, Various romantic entanglements unfold. Silvius, a shepherd, is in love with the disdainful Phoebe, who falls for Ganymede, unaware that he is Rosalind in disguise. Meanwhile, Orlando continues to express his love for Rosalind by posting love poems on the trees, which Ganymede, Rosalind, playfully critiques. Throughout the play, the characters undergo self-discovery, leading to several unions. Rosalind, as Ganymede, offers to cure Orlando of his love by pretending to be Rosalind, ultimately revealing her true identity. The play concludes with the joyful reunions and marriages of the main characters, including Rosalind and Orlando, Celia and Oliver, and others. At the end, Duke Frederick renounces his ways and returns the throne to Duke Senior, bringing peace and harmony to the land. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more.